All right, so today we're stepping back in time.
Okay.
We're going deep into the journals and firsthand accounts from Lewis and Clark
Oh, wow.
as they crossed the Rockies in 1805.
Right.
So you'll think of it as like a time machine.
Okay. Yeah.
You're going right alongside these explorers,
Huh.
and they face challenges that I think you'll find pretty incredible.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So what's really captivating about all these sources we're looking at
Yeah.
is the detail.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we're not just reading about history,
Yeah.
we're practically living it.
Yeah. Through their words.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and trust me, there were some intense moments.
Oh, I bet.
Grizzly bears that would make your hair stand on end.
Oh, jeez.
A map that was more fiction than fact.
I know.
And you can't forget about Sacagawea.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And her role was absolutely crucial.
A lot of people don't realize how much she contributed.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And that's something we should definitely talk about. So let's start our journey in April 1805.
Oh.
Picture this. The expedition is leaving their winter fort,
All right.
the one they built near the Mandan villages,
Right.
and they're heading west into land no American had ever seen before.
Wow.
I mean, can you imagine that?
Yeah, it's almost impossible to grasp,
Right.
that sense of awe.
I know.
And their journals are just filled with descriptions of all the wildlife.
I know, it's amazing.
Elk, buffalo, beaver, deer, pronghorn.
Oh, yeah.
It was just this paradise of natural abundance.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd just want to soak it all in.
Oh, for sure.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
That amazement quickly turned into caution,
Oh, really?
especially when they encountered those massive grizzly bears.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
That would be scary.
They were far larger and more aggressive
Oh,
than anything they'd ever expected.
Yeah.
And you really get a sense of their growing respect for this landscape.
Yeah. Bordering on fear.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And this is where Sacagawea's knowledge becomes so important.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we all know that she was key for translation.
Right.
But her expertise with edible plants,
Uh-huh.
that was a game changer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, imagine foraging for roots and tubers
Yeah.
alongside her,
Right.
adding some much-needed variety to their meat-heavy diet.
Yeah, that makes you realize how important that indigenous knowledge was
I know.
for survival in this vast territory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's fast forward a bit.
Okay.
It's May, and the expedition is making its way through the Missouri River breaks.
All right.
Have you ever seen pictures of that area?
I'm not sure I have.
Really steep bluffs, winding bends, and the sun just beating down relentlessly.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, and when you read their descriptions, you can practically feel the exhaustion setting in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Missouri River breaks really tested them.
Oh, yeah, both physically and mentally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then on June 3rd, they come to a fork in the river.
Okay.
The problem, no one had mentioned this fork.
Oh, no.
Not even the Hidatsa people who knew that region pretty well.
To a curveball.
I know, talk about a curveball.
Yeah.
They were looking for a wider route to the Pacific,
Right.
and suddenly they're faced with a choice
Yeah.
that could make or break their mission.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
and choosing the wrong path would cost them precious time,
Right.
and they knew winter was coming.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you think they handled that pressure?
Well, I mean, it definitely put their leadership skills to the test.
Uh-huh.
What's really fascinating is even though Lewis and Clark favored the South Fork,
Yeah.
none of the other expedition members thought that was the right way to go.
Really?
Yeah, they were relying on instinct and very limited information.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the tension?
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't afford to make the wrong call.
Right.
And just to add to the drama,
Okay.
this is when Private Richard Windsor has his near-death experience.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, he's walking along a narrow, rain-soaked riverbank,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly he slips,
Oh, no.
starts sliding toward the edge.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those heart-stopping moments.
Oh, yeah.
Their
yeah,
journals.
Yeah.
But Lewis
Yeah.
keeps a cool head.
Oh.
He talks Windsor through a self-rescue,
Wow.
has him use his knife to carve footholds into the mud.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, it really is a testament to Lewis's leadership.
Yeah, under pressure.
Absolutely. Do you think that solidified the trust the men had in him?
Oh, I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It showed that he could stay calm and resourceful
Right.
in a crisis.
Yeah.
And that must have been really reassuring.
Oh, for sure. In such a high-stakes situation.
Yeah.
So they forge ahead,
Okay.
taking the South Fork, despite the doubts of the crew,
Right.
and they soon encounter a sight that takes their breath away.
Oh, what's that?
The Great Falls of the Missouri.
Oh, wow.
Lewis describes it in his journal with such awe. I mean, picture towering waterfalls cascading down cliffs,
Oh, wow.
the roar of the water echoing through the canyons.
It must have been just an incredible sight.
Oh, yeah, a scene of incredible natural beauty.
Yeah.
But this awe-inspiring discovery
Yeah.
comes with a huge logistical headache.
Oh, really?
Remember, they weren't expecting one giant waterfall.
Yeah.
They found 5.
5.
Oh, wow.
So that must have meant they had to portage all their supplies
Oh, yeah.
and build new canoes.
Exactly.
Oh, geez.
It took them a whole month.
A whole month.
A whole month.
Wow.
Lost.
Yeah, they were already behind schedule.
I know.
And now it's midsummer.
And the pressure's really mounting because they haven't even located the Shoshone yet.
Oh, right.
They desperately need horses to cross the Rockies.
Yeah.
And without the Shoshone to trade with,
Uh-huh.
their chances are looking pretty grim.
Yeah, their success hinged on finding the Shoshone.
Yeah.
And fast.
I know.
It was a turning point in the expedition.
It really was.
Yeah. And the situation was becoming precarious. I mean,
Yeah.
every day that passed, the
Yeah.
stakes got higher.
Right.
Yeah.
To make matters even more tense, Lewis decides to split from Clark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Clark was pretty ill at the time.
Oh, wow.
And he takes a small scouting party to search for the Shoshone.
It was a risky move.
Oh, it was a very risky move.
But they were running out of options.
Exactly. And they encounter some unexpected twists.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So while they're scouting along the Jefferson River,
Uh-huh.
Lewis spots a Shoshone boy on horseback.
Oh, okay.
They try to signal their peaceful intentions.
Right.
They even shout, "Tabone."
Tabone.
Yeah, which they thought meant white man.
But here's where cultural understanding or lack thereof comes in.
Uh-oh.
Tabone actually meant stranger.
Oh, no.
Ah.
Talk about a miscommunication.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And the boy, of course, was alarmed
Oh, yeah, of course.
and rode off to warn his tribe.
Wow. So what do you think Lewis learned from that?
Well, I imagine it was a wake-up call
Yeah.
about the importance of clear communication
Right.
and how easy it is to have misunderstandings.
Yeah, when you encounter a new culture.
Exactly. And luckily for Lewis and his scouting party, they meet an older Shoshone woman and a young girl.
Okay.
And this proved to be a turning point.
Oh, good.
Lewis was able to build some trust
Okay.
through gifts and sign language,
Right.
and the older woman agreed to lead them to her chief, Kemahwait.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it gets even more dramatic.
Oh, no.
Yeah, as they approach the Shoshone camp,
Mm-hmm.
they're met by a war party.
A war party?
60
Yeah.
warriors on horseback.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it must have been a terrifying sight.
I bet.
The boy they frightened earlier had alerted his tribe.
Right?
They were prepared for a confrontation.
Wow.
Things could have escalated very quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
But thankfully, the presence of that older Shoshone woman helped to de-escalate the situation.
Okay.
Lewis and his men lay down their weapons,
Good.
and they were brought before Chief Kemahwait.
All right, so Lewis has to rely on his diplomatic skills.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He explains their mission, their
Mhm.
need for horses, and their
Yeah.
desire for peace.
Yeah.
But then Chief Kemahwait drops a bombshell.
What?
He tells them there's no all-water route to the Pacific.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine?
That contradicts everything they thought.
Everything.
Yeah.
It contradicted everything President Jefferson had told them.
Yeah, wow.
Initially, Lewis was skeptical.
Right.
He thought maybe the Shoshones were deceiving them.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
Right, their whole mission was in question.
Right.
But remember, they're desperate for horses.
Yeah.
They need the Shoshones' help.
So what do?
Lewis makes a strategic promise.
Okay.
He pledges to trade with them for guns upon his return.
It's a gamble.
It's a huge gamble.
But it pays off.
It does.
Okay.
Chief Kemahwait agrees to trade horses
Okay.
and guide them back to the rest of the expedition.
Oh, wow.
But things aren't completely smooth sailing.
Oh, of course not.
Some of the Shoshone remain suspicious,
Right.
worried that the explorers might be allied with their enemies, the Blackfeet.
It really shows you how complex these interactions were.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Trust wasn't given easily.
No, it wasn't.
Or earned.
No.
Yeah.
And then a remarkable moment occurs.
Oh, what's that?
Sacagawea is reunited with her people.
Oh, wow.
And get this, Chief Kemahwait
Yeah.
is her brother.
Her brother.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
I know, after years of separation,
Wow.
she's back among her tribe.
Right in the middle of this historic expedition.
I know it adds a whole other layer to her story.
Yeah, it does.
But her journey wasn't over.
Okay.
She chose to continue with the expedition, along with her baby son and her husband.
Wow, so she was really crucial to the expedition.
Absolutely. Her knowledge of the land, her language skills,
Right.
and her ability to bridge that cultural divide.
Yeah, between the explorers and the Shoshone.
It was invaluable.
Yeah.
So with their newly acquired horses, a Shoshone guide named Old Toby,
Okay.
and a whole new set of challenges ahead of them,
Great.
they set off into the unforgiving terrain of the Bitterroot Mountains.
And let me tell you, the Bitterroots were brutal.
Oh, I bet.
Steep slopes, fallen timber, lack of grazing land for their horses.
Yeah,
It was a constant struggle.
I bet.
They were running low on food.
Oh.
The weather was turning against them.
Right.
And time was slipping away.
Yeah. And even their guide, Old Toby, got lost,
Oh, no.
forcing them to backtrack.
Oh, wow.
And then the snow started to fall.
Oh, no.
And to make matters worse, they had to start eating their emergency supplies.
Oh, jeez.
That portable soup.
Yeah, it must have felt like one setback after another.
Okay.
They were deep in the mountains.
Mhm.
Winter was closing in,
Right.
and their supplies were dwindling.
It was a very precarious situation.
Yeah,
And they were faced with some very tough decisions
I bet.
to survive.
Yeah.
They had to resort to eating some of their horses
Oh, wow.
as a last resort. Their horses were crucial for carrying supplies and navigating that terrain.
Yeah, but survival instincts took over.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Clark,
Yeah.
always resourceful, decides to push ahead with a small group
Okay.
to try and find a suitable hunting ground.
Right. They needed food.
You needed food, and they needed it fast.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in the mountains,
Yeah.
the rest of the expedition is struggling.
I bet.
They were weak,
Yeah.
hungry,
Yeah.
and the weather was just getting worse by the day.
It must have been so demoralizing.
I know.
Yeah.
But just when their situation seems most dire,
Uh-huh.
they stumble upon a group of Nez Perce people
Oh, wow.
gathering food on the prairie.
Okay.
It was a chance encounter
Yeah.
that would change everything.
All right, so put yourself in the shoes of the Nez Perce.
Okay.
You see these strange, hairy creatures
Right.
emerging from the mountains.
Filthy, exhausted, speaking a language no one understands.
Yeah, some of the Nez Perce wanted to attack them. Yeah, but one woman convinced them otherwise.
Okay.
That woman, Watkuis,
Takus?
yeah, had been captured and enslaved by white people years earlier.
Oh, wow.
So she knew firsthand that not all white people were bad.
That's amazing how individual stories can shape the course of history.
It really is.
Yeah,
Her experience became a bridge between these two cultures
I know.
that were very suspicious of each other.
Yes, and because of her intervention,
Yeah.
the Nez Perce took Lewis and Clark and their men in,
Oh, wow.
offered them food shelter
That's incredible.
and a path forward.
An act of incredible kindness.
It really was.
It saved the expedition.
It did.
Yeah.
The Nez Perce helped them build new canoes
Okay.
and even provided a guide
Oh, wow.
to help them navigate the Clearwater and Snake Rivers.
Wow. So they knew those rivers like the back of their hand.
They did.
Yeah. Guiding Lewis and Clark through what could have been a very dangerous part of their journey.
Absolutely. It was a moment of rejuvenation
Oh, yeah.
for the expedition.
Yeah.
They had overcome incredible odds,
Uh-huh.
formed alliances with Native American tribes,
Yeah.
and were finally nearing their goal.
Wow. That's awesome. But of course,
But of course.
one final obstacle.
Oh, what's that?
The treacherous Columbia River narrows. Those narrows were infamous.
Oh, I bet. Full of rapids and whirlpools.
Yeah, a nightmare for even the most experienced boatman.
And luckily, they had Private Pierre Cruzat.
Oh, yeah. He was their most experienced waterman.
Uh-huh. And Cruzat's skill in those narrows.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
It really was. He guided them through those narrow channels,
Wow.
expertly navigating the currents and rocks.
So picture the canoes are being tossed around like toys.
Oh, yeah.
Waves are crashing over them.
Wow.
The roar of the water deafening.
Yeah.
And Cruzat
Yeah.
steering them calmly,
Wow.
shouting commands to the men paddling behind him.
That's incredible. But it's really a testament to his expertise
I
that
know.
they made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other canoes followed his lead, and one by one, they emerged safely.
What a victory.
Yeah, it really shows the importance of those different talents
Yeah.
within the core of discovery.
Right.
Each man had a role to play
They did.
in that expedition's success.
They conquered the mountains,
Yeah.
formed alliances with Native American tribes,
Mm-hmm.
and navigated one of the most dangerous stretches of river in the West.
But their journey wasn't over just yet.
Right.
They were entering Chinook territory,
Okay.
and the dynamics were about to shift again.
So the Nez Perce had actually warned Lewis and Clark about the Chinook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, describing them as difficult people to deal with.
Oh, no.
And the Chinook proved to be shrewd traders.
Oh, yeah. They were accustomed to dealing with European fur traders. So they knew the value of their goods.
Right.
Yeah, and they weren't easily swayed by trinkets and beads.
And this is where we see another cultural clash.
Oh, what's that?
The Chinook's main source of meat was dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Ah,
not exactly what the explorers were used to.
I can imagine.
Clark, in particular, was pretty disgusted by it.
Oh, yeah.
But for the Chinook, it was a staple food.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
I bet the explorers were wishing for a few more of those portable soup rations.
Oh, yeah, probably. But their focus was on reaching the Pacific.
It was.
Yeah, and they were willing to endure a lot, even unfamiliar food, to achieve their goal.
It speaks to their determination.
It does.
They endured discomfort, hunger,
Yeah,
cultural differences, and constant danger.
right?
And yet they never lost sight of their mission.
They didn't.
And finally, on November 7th, 1805,
Okay.
a cry went out from the lead canoe.
Oh, wow.
Ocean in view.
Wow, after over a year
Over a year
of hardship.
of hardship.
They had reached the Pacific Ocean.
What a moment.
Yeah, overwhelming relief,
Oh, yeah.
exhilaration.
Yeah. And they paddled with renewed vigor,
Uh-huh.
pushing forward to the Columbia estuary.
While it wasn't the open ocean they envisioned, it was
Mhm.
the culmination of an incredible journey.
It really was. And,
Mhm.
their story is a testament to human resilience,
It is.
the power of exploration,
Yeah, absolutely.
and the allure of the unknown.
For sure.
We've journeyed with Lewis and Clark across the Rockies.
Yeah.
We've experienced their hardships,
Yeah.
their triumphs,
Right.
and the fascinating people they met along the way.
We really have. It's been quite a journey.
It has, and we've learned about the crucial role of Sacagawea,
Yes.
the leadership of Lewis and Clark,
Uh-huh.
and the importance of indigenous knowledge
Very important.
in their success.
Yeah.
So what stands out to you?
Well,
What part of their story resonated most?
I think for me, it's their unwavering determination. The
Yeah.
fact that they faced so many obstacles,
Right.
but they never gave up.
They never gave up.
They kept pushing forward.
They did.
Yeah. And I think that's a really inspiring message.
It is.
Yeah, for all of us.
It is. And you know what's interesting
Yeah.
is that they were able to achieve so much because they were willing to learn from the people they met along the way.
Exactly.
They recognized the importance of indigenous knowledge,
Yeah.
and they were open to new ideas.
Yeah, they weren't afraid to ask for help.
Exactly. And I think that's something we can all learn from.
I agree.
So we've reached the end of our deep dive into the journals and accounts of Lewis and Clark.
Yeah, it's been a fascinating journey.
It really has.
Yeah.
And we hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, we encourage you to check out the resources we've listed
Yes.
if you want to delve deeper into this incredible expedition.
Absolutely. And until next time, keep exploring.